This is the Demia Avery Show, hosted by Demia Avery, where some of your favorite entertainers, celebs, and entrepreneurs come to highlight all of their many talents.
Hello, everyone. This is Demia Avery of the Demia Avery Show. Thank you once again for joining me on today's entertainment report. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that like and share. If you're anywhere else, hit that heart button. And I thank you and I appreciate you so much. So, we got a few stories today. We're going to start with Brian McKnight. He has been a trip these past, what is it, a year? Couple of years. He's been a trip. But I'm going to read what's out there now. So, Brian McKnight accused his ex-wife Julie of blocking cancer treatment for their son Nico and denied claims he ignored him before his unaliving. Brian McKnight lashed out at his ex-wife and brother Tuesday in a tense Instagram post denying accusations that he abandoned his 32-year-old son Nico before his death from cancer and accusing others of turning the tragedy into a public spectacle. He says a big thanks to Claude McKnight's tasteless and self-aggrandizing announcement on TikTok that frequently was not his to make. In my opinion, he inserted himself and used Nico's unaliving as an opportunity instead of letting him pass with respect and dignity, Brian McKnight wrote. It has instead turned into a circus, a mockery of life now lost, making this tragedy into a reality show type drama. This post followed days of criticism aimed at Brian McKnight, who remained silent after Nico's unaliving. McKnight addressed claims that he had no effort to reach out to his son during his illness. It's just a shame. It's just a shame. And like I said, Brian, I'm gonna be honest, I have a different opinion of Brian now. It's none of my business. It's none of anybody's business, but they are celebrities and they're out there. But he just seems to me like he's just been doing all the wrong things. And I understand what he's saying, but he's saying, putting everything out there in the public, and this is basically as a private matter, yada, yada, yada. But you're putting this out in the public. Like, make it make sense for me. you know so okay, Brian. Well, yeah, okay. So moving on, according to Vibe magazine, now this is something, and I want to get you guys' opinion on this. This is about Jamie Foxx. So Jamie Foxx, is back in the news again. I'm so happy to see him healthy and doing his thing. But according to Vibe magazine, Jamie Foxx, it says, isn't holding back when it comes to Diddy and the amount of legal trouble currently surrounding Diddy. The Academy Award winner, actor, and comedian pegged him as nasty as part of a recent stand-up bit. During an appearance at the Comedy Store in LA, Foxx lit into Diddy with a sharp mix of humor and disbelief, taking jabs at the disgraced rapper amid his ongoing federal sex trafficking and racketeering investigation. Foxx says, that Diddy is crazy, huh? And that's how he opened, prompting laughter and humored reactions from the crowd, referring to the now 2024 federal raids of Diddy's properties, where agents allegedly confiscated a suspiciously large amount of baby oil. Foxx, he went in on that. So he says, I don't know if he's going to go to jail, but he's a nasty MFer. Am I right? Especially for our community. He says white people is cool, but for black people, like, that was our hero. All that blank baby oil. Oh boy. I don't know if he was my hero, but I did admire him for his business sense. At least what I thought was good business practice and his work ethic, I should say. So I did admire him for that, for what I knew about, because I thought it was just insane, just the drive was bananas. But Hero, that's taking a little too far. But Foxx didn't stop there. He reflected on the cultural impact of Diddy, noting the fall from grace hits harder for the Black community. He says, for the Black people in here, you know how that hurts us. Because Diddy was, it's all about the Benjamins. That was our whole culture. Now it's all about the baby oil. Get what he's saying, and I get it what he's saying for the joke. And yeah, everything is about the baby oil. Everything's about the baby oil. But I don't know about the culture thing. It's all about the Benjamins. I mean, yeah, the whole hip hop, get this money, son, get this money. I get it, but I wouldn't go as far as to saying, and like I said, he's a hero and he was the best thing, one of the best things in our culture. But I will say it was great seeing a Black man doing his thing, earning money, billionaire. So it was good from that standpoint. With all this other mess, whether he's guilty or not guilty, it's like I said before, it's not for me to decide. But I don't idolize anyone but this one right here. You get it? All right. All right. So our last story is about Lamar Odom. Okay, it says Lamar Odom. This is from, did I get this from Vibe magazine? I think so. Lamar Odom now has another hurdle to overcome. The 45-year-old former Hooper recently got evicted from his LA mansion after failing to make any payments. The New York Post reported that the two-time NBA champion moved into his now former residence in December 2024 and agreed to pay $15,000 on the first of every month in rent. By March, he had racked up $45,000 debt, leaving Executive Recovery Group Inc., the company that subleased him the home, with no choice but to sue him for alleged past due rent, forfeiture of the agreement, attorney fees, and damages. They claimed they gave Odom multiple warnings, including a 3-day notice posted on the residence on March 11th that stated that either pay what you owe or leave. If you fail to perform or otherwise comply, landlord declares the forfeiture of the lease or rental agreement under which you occupy said premises. They wrote in the court documents also saying that they mailed him a notice by March 17th. They formally terminated the lease agreement with the former LA Lakers star. The court ruled in favor of Executive Recovery Group Inc. on April 28th after not getting a response from Lamar Odom. They awarded the company possession of his mansion and ordered Odom to vacate the residence. It is currently unclear where he resides, and his team has yet to make a comment on the matter. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really follow Lamar's career like that, but it says his life has been riddled with controversy over the last decade or so. He went from a top 6 man in the NBA to suffering from drug abuse and retiring in 2013. His marriage to Khloe Kardashian fell apart, and he had several health issues, specifically 12 strokes and 6 heart attacks. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So apparently he's having a hard time from whatever this is. So, you still have time, bro. You still living, so you can get it together. You can get it together. You might not go back playing anymore, but you can get your life together and do other things. So, anyways, that is my entertainment report for today. Thank you so much for dropping in. I may have some Diddy news later on. We'll see, but I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.